think about the common saying, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Can you imagine, as a 21st century inhabitant of planet Earth, spending your entire lifespan without the ability to read for knowledge, to write coherently, and think critically about printed materials, while you did have the opportunity to do so? I will assume that at the end of your life, you will have many questions. What could I have accomplished? What could I have avoided if only I knew how to read and how to write? It is like an individual who wakes up and sleeps on an empty stomach, whilst his pocket holds the solution. A check, if only cashed, will not only feed him, but if used wisely, will help him survive and even leave some inheritance for his children and for generations to come. All comes down with illiteracy, which is the inability to identify, understand, interpret, create, communicate, and compute using printed and written materials associated to different contexts. Illiteracy is indeed what I will call a cancer, an atomic bomb that prevents any individual to achieve their goals, to develop their knowledge and potential, and therefore hinders, that's the general consequence, to hinder the social, economic, and political growth of any society, any community, and any nation. Illiteracy, therefore, is an enemy to our society, and if not dealt seriously, will destroy great people, going to the grave without fulfilling a purpose for your life. Let's go back to history. Literacy was a privilege. In Europe, for instance, literacy was only defined by the reading of the Bible. And it was only given to a given society, to the aristocratic. However, as of the 15th century, the invention of the movable type of printing press changed the entire concept. And it was until the revolution of the mid-19th century that paper that we use today, books, became financially affordable to each and everyone. However, in other parts of the world, like Asia and Africa, education is still considered as a privilege. Let's talk about America. Let's talk about literacy, since it concerns us as we live in this great nation. I will go back up until the 1870s. When we look at the demography, 20% of the white population was considered illiterate, versus 80% of the black population that was illiterate. However, by the 1900s, the situation has improved considerably. Why? Because people that were unable, that were deprived from education, were able to go to school and read. Therefore, we will see that as the early 20th century, we see children of the former slaves and who have enjoyed the abolition of segregation had more educational opportunity, and they have replace people from the post-Civil War. Therefore, the gap of illiteracy between the population in America has really reduced. But we have another kind of illiteracy in the 21st century. We call that was due to the birth of the computers, the birth of cellular phones. And my question is, as a 21st century person, are you a computer literate? Are you a cell phone literate? Or are you still an illiterate according to what the definition is? Illiteracy with computerized document.